This is a CBS2 update. I'm Dana Tyler. We start with breaking news. A deadly single-car crash on the Meadowbrook Parkway on Long Island. New York State police say 3 teenagers have died in this crash, but there were 10 people in the car when it went off the road, including a baby. The Chevy Trailblazer involved had been reported stolen from Roosevelt Island, Long Island. For the second time this week, the world is shocked by a celebrity death. This morning, chef, author, and travel host Anothony Bourdain was found dead in a hotel room in France from what appears to be a suicide. CNN says he was there working on an upcoming episode of his hit series, Parts Unknown. Here's CBS 2's Dave Carlin.
Chef and author, advocate, and TV star Anothony Bourdain's skills and styles fascinated people here in New York City, along a restaurant row, and all over the world. He was known as the original rock star of the culinary world. The Smithsonian dubbed him the Elvis of bad boy chefs. Anothony Bourdain was a force, whether crafting something in a kitchen or telling a good story. He was found dead in a hotel room in France, where he was filming an episode of his CNN series, Parts Unknown.
We ask very simple questions. What makes you happy? What do you eat? What do you like to cook? And everywhere in the world we go and ask these very simple questions, we tend to get some really astonishing answers.
Bourdain was found unresponsive by his close friend, the French chef Eric Ripert. Investigators in Strasbourg confirmed to CBS News at this stage the 61-year-old's likely cause of death is suicide by hanging. They do not believe anyone else was involved. The world traveler had a special place in his heart for New York City.
I'm a New Yorker. I've lived here since 17 years old.
He was born here, grew up in Leonia, New Jersey, and graduated from the Dwight Englewood School in 1973. He graduated from the Culinary Institute of America in 1978 and moved on to several New York City restaurants. His first book, Kitchen Confidential: Adventures in the Culinary Underbelly, catapulted him to fame in the year 2000. Leading up to that, he wrote an expose for New Yorker magazine. And CBS2 did this report with him, interviewing him in April of 1999. He took viewers behind the scenes into the kitchens where he was a whistleblower, advocating for cleanliness, healthier food, and better working conditions for staff.
I was in a cranky mood after my last restaurant closed and felt no reason not to tell the truth about a business I both love and have mixed emotions about.
That was then, and this was last week. This candid photo of Bourdain in a New York City restaurant, one of the last images of this man here. Along this block of West 46th Street, a restaurant row in Hell's Kitchen, Bourdain is remembered as a hero for his advocacy, philanthropy, and his appealing personal style.
He did some cool things. He stood up for some pretty, good stuff in the industry as far as, for employees and stuff like that. You're always shocked when you see somebody like that who's more or less sitting on top of the world, and you think everything's good with them, and then you find out that you just can't tell with people.
He always reached out to the people wherever he was and discovered all different kinds of cuisine and brought it into people's homes like our home and exposed us to things we never would think to even try. So, and I just like the way he presented himself.
Around here, people are expressing their sense of shock and are sending prayers to the family, knowing Bourdain leaves behind an 11-year-old daughter. In Hell's Kitchen, Dave Carlin, CBS 2 News.
We have more posted online about Anothony Bourdain's life and death, including the entire interview Dave mentioned from 1999, just after the New Yorker article that launched the writing part of his career. This and Kate Spade's death earlier this week are shining a spotlight on suicide. If you're feeling depressed, please reach out. Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. The number is 1-800-273-TALK. 1-800-273-TALK. There's always somebody there ready to listen. Don't hesitate. There's no shame in reaching out for help. New video shows a man wanted for allegedly sexually assaulting a woman in the Bronx. It happened around 4 o'clock Tuesday morning in Fordham. The 73-year-old victim was out collecting bottles and cans along Reservoir Avenue and West 195th Street. Police say the suspect knocked her to the ground, covered her mouth with his hand, and began sexually assaulting her. Sources tell us the woman tried to spray the suspect with mace. She was then able to push him off and scream for help. New Jersey lawmakers unanimously approved sports betting in the state, but you can't place your bets just yet. A source telling CBS2 that Governor Murphy is not expected to sign the bill right now. The governor's office says Murphy wants to ensure the proposed regulatory plan is fair and reasonable. Officials at Monmouth Park said they would be ready to take bets starting today if the law was in place. But for now, the plans are on hold as they await the governor's decision. Justify gets one last practice before a potential historic run tomorrow. The Triple Crown candidate took one last turn around Belmont Park today. The colt is odds-on the favorite for tomorrow. Meantime, CBS2's Carolyn Gussoff got a look at the new Triple Crown trophy and spoke with the artist behind it.
This is not light. We tried to move it. It's sterling silver, and this is 14-karat gold.
Yeah,
and
this
it's
14-karat gold.
Encrusted with.
These are semi-precious stones that represent the 3 tracks. This is the medallion that has been used since the beginning in the Triple Crown. This is a globe that represents the world, because this is not just this is not just right for here. The whole world participates in this, and it needed to be something that was actually out of control, something brilliant,
If Justify wins, he would become the 13th horse ever to sweep the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness Stakes, and the Belmont Stakes. The last one to do that was American Pharoah in 2015. Here's Elise Finch with a look at our weekend weather.
Good afternoon. We've got a really great Friday. Temperatures, well, for the most part in the 70s and 80s. A lot of upper 70 and low 80-degree temps for most of the area. Quag, you'll be at 72, Bayshore 76, Bridgeport 78, and Katona 79. But New York City expecting a high today of 82, even 84 as we head down toward Trenton. So a real summer feel today with plenty of sunshine. Tonight, partly cloudy, a little bit milder, 66 degrees. And then tomorrow, a bit cooler, the high just 79 degrees, but we'll still see some sunshine. Enjoy it if you can.
Yonkers police have arrested a former postal worker for stealing out of mailbox. That's the alleged charge. Yonkers authorities say there have been dozens of incidents of mail theft since January. Surveillance video shows men stealing letters out of a mailbox last month. 3 men were already arrested in that case. There could be some big changes coming soon at the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, but it has nothing to do with construction. The New York State Senate has unanimously passed a measure to correct a spelling error in the bridge's name. It had just 1 Z for more than 50 years, but should have 2 Zs. The bridge was named for Italian explorer Giovanni da Verrazzano, who discovered New York Harbor in 1524. The bill has now been sent to the Assembly for a vote. A previous bill stalled in the Assembly earlier this year. Only 600 years, not bad. In today's Health Watch, researchers believe they may be close to creating a non-addictive painkiller. It is a big step forward in dealing with the growing opioid crisis. It's called Molecule Blue 181, developed by 3 Harvard-trained scientists at Blue Therapeutics in Massachusetts. They say it works by clinging to a different receptor in the central nervous system, but unlike opioids, this drug eliminates the narcotic high, abuse, and dependence risks.
It targets receptors in the spinal cord where you are able to reduce the perception of pain without targeting areas of the brain which lead to, the addiction side effects.
The researchers are preparing for their first clinical trial with Molecule Blue, but it could still be 5 years or longer before completing it. Scientists are excited over new evidence of potential building blocks of life on Mars. NASA announced yesterday that its Curiosity rover discovered signs that the red planet could have once supported life. Here's Chris Van Cleef.
If Mars did not have a failed attempt at life, I would find that surprising based on what we're learning today.
While they weren't announcing evidence of life on the red planet, NASA scientists say the Curiosity rover has found organic molecules on Mars. NASA Goddard chief scientist Jim Garvin.
We thought we might get, well, maybe Mars was a little warmer and wetter. Maybe these minerals told us something. Instead, we got the Holy Grail.
The rover found the molecules when it drilled into rock in an ancient Martian lake bed called Gale Crater. In 2013, the rover found hints of other organic molecules nearby and kept looking.
Organic material is associated with life on Earth. Everything that we know on Earth associated with biology is composed of organic molecules.
NASA astrobiologist Jennifer Eigenbrode said Curiosity has also confirmed seasonal increases in methane gas on Mars. On Earth, methane comes mostly from human, animal, and plant life, none of which have been found on Mars.
There's a mystery there as to why it's there, where it's from, and that's what future missions are going to have to figure out.
Because it could be a sign of life.
It could be a sign of life.
While NASA scientists caution there could be other explanations for both the methane gas and organic molecules, they say they now know where to look for further signs of life.
We're the miners of the organics that might tell us about the history of life on another world, and we're now getting the story.
The New York Aquarium in Coney Island is putting the finishing touches on its new sharks exhibit, including loading these sharks. You'll be able to be eye to eye with these top ocean predators starting June 30th. The exhibition will feature hundreds of ocean wildlife that live off the coast of New York, including 18 species of sharks and rays. We have a behind-the-scenes look at this new exhibition. Check it out. I'm looking at the pictures because they're so fascinating on our website, cbsnewyork.com. Fascinating. That's your update. CBS2 News. Stay with us online, on social media, and on TV for the latest. I'm Dana Tyler. See you later today on CBS2 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.